Before we begin, a quick heads up. As you know, AshSwap is the next Maya Launchpad project, and so if you would like to be part of this epic journey, make sure to check out mayalaunchpad.com, connect your Elrond wallet, and check out which tier you qualify for depending on the amount of e-gold you have staked. And now, here's the head of the project himself to tell you more about AshSwap and the story behind the first stable swap exchange built on Elrond. Enjoy! Hey Neil, it's nice to meet you again.
Hey Lewis, likewise. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. For those who do not know you yet, or maybe haven't heard of AshSwap yet, because you guys are a new project, can you quickly describe who you guys are and what you guys are building?
Okay, so my name is Neil. I'm the founder and CEO of AshSwap. At the moment, AshSwap is building the first stable swap on the Elrond blockchain. Stable swap means that it allows you to swap or trade between stablecoins or stable assets, which are the assets that have similar prices. And we do so we provide you with a better experience compared to normal exchanges. For example, Uniswap V2 or on the Elrond network is the Maya exchange. So we use a different formula invented by Curve Finance to allow people to have the same price or the same slippage with like 10% of the liquidity compared to Maya exchange, for example. If you know about DeFi on Ethereum, you would know that Curve Finance is the biggest protocol that has the largest TVL at the moment, and they did it by having a very good algorithm for stablecoins and stable assets, very good DAO, and also very good go-to-market strategies. We also want to bring that to the Elrond network. By doing so, we want to serve as the foundation for the DeFi development in Elrond. As you all know, that the ecosystem now is very young, and we need more projects, especially in DeFi, to help us grow it. And we are so happy to be a part of it.
Did you guys join the Elrond network before you decided to build on it, or did you have another option in place at first?
So we started to look at blockchains or platforms to build sometime early 2021. So we have done we have joined and also helped multiple projects on different blockchains, including like EVM compatible ones like Ethereum or BSC, Polygon, and also non-EVM compatible blockchains like Solana or Near Protocol. Although we like them a lot, they have their advantages, right? They have their strengths, but it's not quite there yet. Mm-hmm. And then we stumbled upon Elrond at the end of 2021, and like people would say, like the rest was history.
If you've already touched on the advantages of the Elrond network, what were you guys drawn to the most?
Okay, so let me put this up front that I'm no maxi of Elrond or any other blockchains. When we look at a blockchain to build on, we observe, we evaluate, and we choose the one that makes sense the most. So there are several things that we like a lot in the Elrond ecosystem and from the team as well. So let me walk you through it. So first and foremost is the technology. Elrond has, to a certain extent, solved the blockchain trilemma, right? The scalability trilemma, which is scalability, decentralization, and security. So it's safe, it's scalable, and it's also decentralized. So as a core protocol, Elrond provides us with a reliable solution, so we can focus on doing our things rather than worrying about users having to pay a lot of gas fees for things like that. And second is the team and the execution. Similar when you choose to invest in something, it's more about the team than the product itself, right? If you have the right team, you can have the wrong product, and then you can pivot. It's very common in the startup world. Mm-hmm. So not only Elrond has advanced tech, like some other blockchains do too, but I have seen quite some red flags in those projects, and that stopped me from I normally refer this to laying our bets on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see things like that with the Aron team. And so far from the things that we know, we trust them, and that gives us some more assurance to choose and to continue to build on Aron. The next one is the vision of the blockchain. I think we have to admit that you cannot have a successful application on a not successful blockchain, right? So it's very important for us to know that the blockchains we are building on is heading at the right direction. And Aron's vision is to bring the next billion users, right, normal users, to the blockchain and provide them with a reliable and a better financial system. And that resonates with us the most. And that's why we choose Aron to build on. And I want to add one more thing. This is a very pragmatic one. Because the ecosystem is still young, and so there are more opportunities here. And also, it's also our advantage to be one of the first movers, so we can do things right at the very beginning, not suffer from all the, the hacks, the scams, and all those things in all the blockchains.
If you had to rate the network's performance so far, are you happy with it? Are there any things that you would like to improve?
I think, of course, we are happy with a lot of things, but we are still we're still wanting to see more things to come to the Aron network. Let's say you're building a DApp on blockchains like Ethereum or BSC. You have like a bunch of tools you can use, right? If you need APIs, you can plug your DApp into a service provider like Infura or Alchemy, and you're good to go. But on Aron, you have to do it yourselves. From our experience, after the Battle of Heroes happened in May, we realized that we needed to develop our own dedicated API in order to provide our users with a good experience. And that set us back a few weeks in our development timeline. Yeah. And another thing is at the very beginning, when we decided to choose an algorithm to implement for AshSwap, we looked at a bunch of them. But the only one that worked is the Curves one, because we didn't have any oracles on the Aron network. Yeah. I think that's also a reason why there's so few DeFi projects on Aron right now. In order to do things like lending, borrowing, or like derivative products like futures or options, you need oracles, right? You need external prices. So that's another thing that I want to see on the Aron network. And for us specifically, for AshSwap, as I told you earlier, that we are quite ready to launch. But the one thing that's holding us back, the biggest thing that is holding us back, is the lack of stablecoins on Aron. Right now we only have USDC, but we need at least one more to create a pool, and then users can trade it.
Speaking from the point of view of a project and a builder, what are the specific tasks that you need to perform on the Elrond blockchain?
So of course, development, right? We need to build our product. I think it has been quite improved recently in the last few months. We see the Aron Dev Hub, and right now there are more tutorials, there are more communities for developers. At the time we started, at the end of 2021, there were so few of them that we needed to figure out a lot of things on ourselves. So that's the development part. And right now it has become more and more, it has become easier for newcomers to join. And that's a good thing to see. Another thing is the community. We need to build our community up by building our user base, right? So the Aron community has been quite well known for its enthusiastic mentality. Yeah, so it has been quite a journey for us to talk to our community members. They have helped us a lot with spreading the words or joining events, giving us feedbacks from from their users' perspective. But also, there's one thing that we find it quite challenging for us is that we, as a project, is from Vietnam. We're from Asia, where the Elrond network is not really popular here. I think over like hundreds of people I have asked at events or meetups, I think like 5% of them know about Elrond. And most of them are like crypto savvy people who have been in the space for at least a few years. Yeah. So that has posed quite some challenges for us to grow our community here in Vietnam. But I do think it's also our advantage, our pleasure to help grow the community here in the East.
Yeah. Do you think there could be any improvements from the team side to make it easier for projects like you guys to grow the community?
I think the Elrond team has done quite a good job with their Builder Spotlight program and also their Amplify program. But I do think that the community needs to be more diversified. Like I said, like right now, like Elrond is mostly in Europe.
Yeah.
Right? It's very popular in Europe, but it needs to be more popular in other areas as well. So we can, like, if we have a bigger community, it's easier for us to reach out to those people.
You said that before moving to Elrond, you've had a look at, or you still look at other blockchains and comparing them. Which sort of concepts have you seen work really well on other blockchains that you think would also add value within the Elrond network?
I believe the true power of DeFi, or DeFi in particular, and blockchain in general, is that you have a decentralized talent pool that people can build on top of each other, which I call it people call it interoperability, right? So if you have Ashwap as a protocol and you have like more layers to build on it, let's say on Ethereum, you have Curve Finance, right? And on top of Curve Finance, there are multiple projects built on top of it. Let's say Convex or Yield Finance. They do like Yield Optimizer. Also, they collect the voting power of users of CRV holders, and then they do very cool things with it. So I would like to see that on Elrond as well. I would like to see like more projects built on top of Ashwap and other projects. So when we have that, we have the flexibility and to combine all those protocols, those projects together. We can strengthen the power of DeFi. I think that's also the thing that you guys at Entity are trying to do. That right now, the only exchange on the Elrond network is the Maya exchange, and the only launchpad on the Elrond network is the Maya launchpad, which is fine. It helps us or other projects a lot to give us some official endorsement from the team that we are doing some good things. But I do think for a network, for an ecosystem to grow like exponentially, it needs to have more launchpads. It needs to have more projects being built by third parties. Right? Doesn't matter how strong your team is. You need the help from all the people to grow it.
Yeah.
And I always push the concept of decentralization of talent, the stronger point of blockchain and crypto, rather than just democracy or voting in DAOs or that sort of things. So that's the thing that I would like to see, and you guys are doing quite a great job in that. And I would love to see like more projects being launched on Entity that would bring value to the ecosystem.
And then maybe transitioning to Entity. When it comes to Entity, which sort of module are you currently most excited about? And then obviously you have some sort of insight information. Is there anything else that may not be disclosed yet, but you're already looking forward to?
because we are quite close to History Vision and also the entity team, because we have been working with each other for a long time. So I know something about the strategy of the entity, that you guys also want to do the same thing as us, as we are external parties that want to improve the ecosystem without much help from the Aeron team. So I would love to see the DeFi puzzle, or as your team often refers to DeFi Legos. I really want to see those Lego pieces to appear, because like I said, we want to have more projects to plug together, to integrate with us. So that's part that excites me the most. But also other projects of you guys that have done, like the tax tools or the project monitor, on which we are on. Is also a very cool thing. I mean, for the community to know that whether the projects are good or not. I think I heard this in a presentation of Wolfgang in Barcelona, in a community meetup in Barcelona, that he says something about you want to provide users with a better look over the data on the blockchain. And I think that's also a region that is very lacking at the moment, especially in the Aeron ecosystem. You have that on Ethereum with Subgraph. You have it with the AI, Nansen AI, for example. But we don't have that yet on the Aeron network, and I would really love to see it, because it also helps us as a project to see the actions of our users, to find better insights in order for us to improve our product.
Thank you so much for your time, Neil. That was some great insights. Really looking forward to how the project evolves. We'll stay in touch. We'll keep the communities up to date. And looking forward to talking to you sometime soon and see how things have evolved.
Of course. Thanks a lot for having me today. And I wish all the best for Entity and you guys as a team.
Thank you.
Talk
to you
soon.
Bye.